And the minority in Parliament has questioned the cost of scientific mathematical instruments meant to eliminate examination malpractices in the country. According to the NDC MPs, the unit cost of 75 Ghana cedis per a math set is too expensive as compared to other math sets on the market. The SMI is to be procured and supplied by Messrs. Bluegrass Group Limited for use in West Africa Examination Council examination in Ghana. Presenting the Finance Committee report for approval of $3.2 million tax waiver on the importation of the math sets, Chairman of the committee, Dr. Marcus Ibeyabwa, said the procurement of the CAPEC-branded scientific mathematical instruments will combat examination malpractices.
The request for the waiver of duties and taxes amounting to the Ghana cedi equivalent of $3,214,538 United States dollars on CAPEC scientific mathematical instruments to be procured and supplied by MS Bluegrass Group Limited for use in West African Examinations Council (WAEC) exams in Ghana. Mr. Speaker, in recent times, stakeholders in education in the West African Examination Council member countries, including Ghana, are deeply concerned about the rising wave of malpractices in public examinations and have constantly called on educational institutions and examining bodies to find solutions to the malaise.
But contributing to the debate on the floor, a former Deputy Minister of Education, Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, demanded value for money report on the yet-to-be-procured equipment. The North-Tong MP also expressed his disappointment over the sole-sourced contract to MS Bluegrass Group Limited without the participation of other local companies.
Wondering if the Finance Committee demanded of the Education Ministry if they considered local options. We should, through some of these interventions, be seeking to build local capacity. The penchant to import always does not really help grow our economy, especially as we are talking about the vision Ghana Beyond Aid and how we can support local industry. Mathematical instruments are so basic that I believe that if we were minded to do that, if there was the political will, we could have got a company here in Ghana to manufacture these mathematical instruments instead of importing them. The second issue, Mr. Speaker, is with sole sourcing. Is the Finance Committee really convinced that we needed to use sole sourcing and identify only one company to import all of this? Did we get value for money for that arrangement? What is so special about the MS Bluegrass Group that the Ministry of Education applied to the PPA to use sole source for?
Also live on Joy News Prime. Remember, we are free to air because we are on your digital terrestrial TV and still on more stories. Majority Leader Osei Chairman Sabunso on his part said concern raised by the minority MPs relating to the unit cost per math set is in order, adding that the cost of the set should concern members of Parliament. He charged the Education Committee of Parliament to supply the House with details of cost of the math set.
So the issue that we raised by some colleagues about the unit cost needs to concern us because, Mr. Speaker, what is stated here on page 2, the last but one paragraph, they are indicating to us that they are procuring customized West Africa Examination Council mathematical sets, which comes with the scientific calculator. So, Speaker, if members are calling for us to maybe interrogate the cost per unit, to me is in order. But it should not also be conjectured that it is a simple mathematical set, the cost of which is 75 Ghana cedis. I agree, however, that as a house, by way of performing our oversight responsibilities, we need to know the unit cost of one. And if the scientific calculator, which is the addition, justifies the cost of 75 Ghana cedis, it should be known to all of us. But, the Speaker, it is the Education Committee. It's the Education Committee that should be supplying us with this information so that we know what the cost is and what went into the calculation of the cost per unit. The Speaker, the Honorable Okujeto is asking about why the sole sourcing. I think that is also a legitimate question, but I understand that given the time constraints, the ministry was compelled to use a single source for the procurement. The Speaker, the other matter that again is related to whether or not as a country we cannot he used the term manufacture